Hey there friends, and thanks for joining me again. And today I want to talk about good debt versus bad debt. Is there such a thing? Is there certain debts that are always good, or is there debts that are always bad? So I want to talk to you about the difference and what most of the general experts agree on, and then let's do some critical thinking and figure out what we actually think on the issue, not just what the experts say. So anyway, good debt versus bad debt. Is there such a thing? Maybe. Good debt is defined as something that goes toward, or money that goes towards something that increases in value over time or makes money. So a debt that you take out that increases in value or that helps you make money in time. So bad debts, why these are considered bad debts. Car loans, because they depreciate in value. We've talked about that 100 times. Loans for toys, this is going to be stuff like, boats, motorcycles, RVs, four-wheelers, motorcycles, all this sort of stuff, dirt bikes, these types of things. Any kind of a toy, these are all depreciating assets as well, so those are what they consider a bad debt. Furniture payments, obviously, as soon as you put your couch in your living room and you sit on it, is now used, so it's depreciated in value at least 30%, and so, again, the longer you use it, the more that depreciates. Credit card debt, anything we pretty much buy with credit cards, vacations, clothes, just all this different stuff, gas, food, a lot of different things people use their credit cards for. This is all stuff that's not going to increase in value once we put the gas in our car. We can't sell it to someone else, and once it's burnt, it really doesn't have any value at that moment anymore. So, or a vacation, that's an experience that we took, but it's not something that can increase in value. So pretty much credit cards are considered to be that bad debt because it doesn't increase in value. A home equity loan, the most common reason why people take out home equity loans is to fix up their house or do something else like that, or something similar. They want to redo their kitchen or just something like that, build a new deck or redo their landscaping. This sort of stuff, while it does add value to your house, doesn't add dollar for dollar value. So it depends on the improvement that a person has made on their house. But a kitchen remodel or a bathroom or something like that usually comes in around 80%. So if you spend $100 remodeling your bathroom, which it's not, only $80 of that money is actually going toward adding that value. And I want you to notice the next one before everybody starts freaking out on me. Student loans are actually both on the good and the bad debt side. So the way that they actually fit into the bad debt side is if they're not being used to help increase that person's work value. Does that make sense? Let's say somebody went to college for an art history major and they graduated with that degree, and then they go become a barista at Starbucks. That really didn't help them get the job, and that's not something that's actually helping them with their job. So that would be a bad debt. That didn't actually help them with their job. However, if somebody goes to school and they go to a nursing school and they become a nurse, or you go to school for an engineering degree and you become an engineer, then that debt becomes a good debt because that student loan actually did help that person get and keep that job. It prepared them for that job that they're actually going to have. So that's why it's actually on both sides. It depends on the person and the situation that they're in. Moving on to the good debts though. Again, the student loan, if you're using it for good, or using it, your degree for, or whatever, your college experience or your degree toward actually doing, the job that you had gone to school for. A business loan can be a good debt because it can help you start a business that'll actually make money. And so you can start a small business, and then you can start building up clientele and build up, the value in the business, and you can actually start making more and more money and make that into a career and whatnot. So if that increases in value, then that business loan can be a good debt. And then the last one is home loans. The reason why this one is typically considered a good debt is because homes usually increase in value. They typically, appreciate. If you buy a house now and you hold it for 5 years, it's actually worth more in 5 years than it is when you bought it at that time. So, that can actually increase in value there. I do want to note, though, that this is not a hard and fast rule. Now, while a lot of these, some people will say, well, I've had some on both sides, or, I try to stick with one, or actually I believe all debts are bad. You know what? That's honestly, all of these can be true. They all really can be. I know of a woman who is a single mom, and she is a nurse, and she doesn't work in the same city where she lives, and she currently does not have a car. If I was in her situation, if I was a single parent and I had all that pressure riding on me to be the breadwinner for my family, she only has one child, but still, you know, and I did not have a car, I would go the route of getting a car loan. I would. If I had a real estate, you know, investment of a house that I was trying to sell, and maybe it was in like, you know, disrepair, and because it was run down, nobody was buying it, I would take out a home equity loan of some sort or some other sort of personal loan to get it fixed up so that I could sell it. Do you see what I'm saying? Not all of the stuff that's bad debts are always bad, and it doesn't always mean that all the stuff that's on the good debt side is always good. You know, we can start businesses that flop. We can take out a student loan that doesn't end up actually helping us. We can buy a house that actually decreases in value. I am old enough to remember the days when houses' values were falling like rocks. I mean, they were really falling. Every single year people would get those like values in the mail, and they would say that their house had fallen in value, and many people were underwater, meaning they owed more than the house was worth because that real estate investment did not increase in value like it was supposed to. So again, I really don't believe that this is a hard and fast rule, and it's definitely not something that I want people to think, because I talk about debt a lot. I don't want people to think that I'm over here judging, or that I'm saying that, you know, these things are always bad, or that the people who are making them are making bad decisions. Please don't think that. There are genuinely types of debts that are considered to be bad and some that are considered to be good. And again, this is sort of the, you know, norm, but it's not necessarily always the case. And sometimes even the good debts doesn't necessarily, and carrying a good debt doesn't necessarily mean we should keep it forever. Because like I mentioned many times in the past, having a home loan, we obviously have to pay interest on that. Almost all debts we have, you know, we have to pay interest on them, and so paying them off is a good idea no matter what kind of debt that we have. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. We'll see you next time. I'm Frugal Green Girl. Thanks for watching.